ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। सुमुखश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः फालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः सूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यस्य विरजवक्त्राद्याः पारुषद्याः परस्सतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय कृष्णाय अक्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदान्तवेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वभूतहिते रतं वेदाभ्यभास्करं वन्दे समाधिनिलयं मुनिं जन्माद्यस्य यतः अन्वयात् इतरतश्च अर्थेषु अभिघ्नः स्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायः आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत् सूरयः तेजोवारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र सर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोचितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृदि अवरुध्यतेः अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिः तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखात् अमृतद्रवसंयुतम् पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्। With Bhagavan's grace, we concluded Adhyayam 29 in Skandam 3, and with his grace we will take up Adhyayam 30 in Skandam 3. This Adhyayam, the Swami explained Ashtanga Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, creation, essential necessity to focus on the Creator, how to do that through Bhakti Yoga, etc. Now, what about those people who do not follow that, right? And who are still attached only to their body and not worried about Bhagavan, right? Chamangal, people like me, for example, right? So that's what this Adhyayam is going to talk about. The first two slokas, the meetings are fairly clear, so I don't think I need to give you the overall meaning. But let me read the slokam first. Adhyayam 30, slokam number 1. Kapila uvacha. Tasyai tasya jano nunam nayam vedoru vikramam kalyamanopi balino vayoriva घनावलिः तस्यै तस्य जनो नूनं नायं वेदोरुविक्रमं काल्यमानोऽपि बलिनो वायोरिव घनावलिः तस्य एतस्य जनः नूनं न अयं वेदः उरुविक्रमं काल्यमानः अपि बलिनः वायोः इव घनावलिः. The overall meaning is, when you have a group of clouds, right? And all of a sudden there is a very strong, powerful wind that blows. what happens to the group of clouds, right? They don't realize, they don't understand the force and the power of this huge wind, the gale that is blowing, which is more powerful. Same way, this column is like that. It's forceful. And me as the Janam, the one that is born, and even though the Kalyamanaha is even though I'm being carried off, not just chased by, but as Bhagavan says, Kalam is something that is continuously it is actually eating me up, swallowing me up, slowly and steadily. I don't realize it, but I know intellectually it's happening once in a while. Even though it happens like that, this I do not pay attention or take cognizance of or realize the power of the force of Kalam. Just the way a cloud, the group of clouds do not realize or aware of the force of the gale wind. It does not know like that. That's the first meaning. Ayam Janaha, this Janam, this person. Janam means anything that is born. Okay? Here specifically pertains to human beings because we have been given the power to choose. All the other created beings do not have a power to choose. They follow what has been assigned, but we have a power to choose, which is called Vivekam. Now, because we have the power to choose, we also pay the price of our wrong choices. Okay. Now, I am Janaha, so let's say this human being, Kalyamanaha, even though he is being continuously absorbed, swallowed by Tasya, we got to do it the other way, then you'll understand it. Balinaha, etasya, tasya. Let us take it that way. Then follow in the English word. Etasya, tasya, balinaha, kalyamanaha. Etasya, by this time, he's continuing about time. I am Janaha, this human being. Etasya, by this column. Balinaha etasya, very powerful. By this very powerful column. Kalyamanaha, even though he's being followed by it, right? Tasya, that time that actually swallows him, that etasya uruvikramam, this kala, the times, the uruvikramam means very powerful, extremely powerful. Okay? And that parakramam, that this column has got so powerful and so forceful, so powerful, etasya uruvikramam, this balinaha, the force and power of this column, Ghanavalihi balinaha vayo. The Ghanavalihi means group of Ghanashyama and all these, we sing bhajans, right? So Ghanam means cloud, a dark water-bearing cloud, and Valihi is like we say the Deepavali, it's a group of that. So Bhalinaha, Ghanavalihi Bhalinaha Vayo Iva. This group of clouds, by Vayo Iva, by this very forceful wind, how he does not realize the power of the forceful wind. The same way, this human being, na veda nunam. Balinaha etasya uruvikramam na veda nunam. The force of this time, even though he is for being swallowed continuously by it, na veda, nunam means certainly. Na veda does not know, does not realize. So this human being, even though he is being swallowed continuously and pushed here and there by time, right? He does not realize its power. Tasyai tasya jano nunam nayam vedoru vikramam kalyamanopi bhalino vayoriva ghanavalihi. Slokam number 2. Yam yam artam upadatte dukkhena sukhetave tam tam dhunoti bhagavan kuman sochati yakrute. Yam yam artham upadatte dukkhena sukhetave tam tam dhunoti Bhagavan puman sochati yat krute. Sukha hetave, desiring comfort, desiring sukham. Yam yam dukkhena, dukkhena means with great difficulty. Yam yam artham, whatever object, okay, what could be material objects, could be possessions of power, could be wealth, status in society, a big house, whatever it is. Okay, sukha hetave, wanting that sukham. Dukkhena, with very great difficulty. Yam yam artham, whatever porul we say in Tamil, whatever object, upadatte, he earns, the human being earns with great difficulty. Bhagavan, the Kala Rupaya, Bhagavan who is present, who manifests as time, as kalam, tam, all those things, dhunoti, he destroys, he takes it away, he makes them disappear. We all know that. It was a beautiful anecdote that Swami says. One a very wealthy person has all these, cash with him and is very happy. This dollar note belongs to me and is very happy. But the dollar note is actually having the last laugh because today I'm with you, tomorrow I may be with somebody else. Same way, we all know that whatever we have, there is always a fear, a worry in the back of our mind. Hey, can I really secure this? How can I make sure that I don't lose this? Right? Because we know it is all, today I have it, tomorrow I may not have it. It's all temporary. We'll call temporary means what is there today in the course of time is not there. That is what temporariness means. Right? So to call Bhagavan tam dhunoti, all those things, Bhagavan present as time, dhunoti, he destroys. Puman, the man, the human being who has worked very hard to get all this, yat krute sochati, he becomes worried and anxious because of that. Can you tell me any person who is happy with a loss? Nobody wants to lose. But they don't realize that time gives and time also takes away. Yam yam artham upadhatte dukkhena sukha hetave tam dhunoti Bhagavan puman sochati yat krute. Slokam number 3. Yat adhruvasya dehasya sanubandhasya dhurmatihi dhruvani manyate mohate griha kshetra vasuni cha. Yat adhruvasya dehasya sanubandhasya dhurmatihi Dhruvani manyate mohat griha kshetra vasuni cha. Yat adhruvasya vedasya sa anubandhasya dhurmatihi dhruvani manyate mohate griha kshetra vasuni cha. Now he's describing, I know about you have to decide, I know he's definitely describing me here. Okay, all these slokams pertain to me. Yet, why is the man become sad? Yet, because dhurmatihi, the unwise, the fool. Fool means we have to take it in the proper way. A mudhan who does not use his buddhi. Okay, who is kamarupi, who always has desires for material things. Okay, that dhurmati. Okay, that dhurmatihi. This person. Is unwise, foolish person, okay? Sa anubandhasya, with surrounded by the various relationships, like children, like spouse, like parents, like friends, so many relationships we have. Sa anubandhasya, grouped with all the relations of this world, which we know is temporary, but we are attached to that. Adhruvasya means temporary. Dhruvam means permanent. Adhruvas and also strong, like Dhruva, the Bhakta is. Whereas Adhruvasya means temporary, not permanent. Dehasya, this body. So again reading it together, sa anubandhasya adhruvasya dehasya. Attached and associated with the various relationships and things that belong to this body, all the relationships belong to this body only. And adhruvasya griha, also the relationships are also temporary. They are adhruvam, they are temporary, impermanent. And they, attached to this deham, griha kshetra vasuni cha mohat. Griha kshetra vasuni. Griham, house. Kshetram, land. Vasuni, wealth. Surrounded by all relationships, attached to this body, and the temporary, impermanent things like house and the land and money. Mohat dhruvani manyate. Due to moham, due to delusion, due to ignorance, this man thinks, dhruvani, they are permanent, manyate. He thinks they are all permanent. Manyate means he thinks. What is temporary, he thinks it is permanent. Why? Because durmatihi, he does not use his buddhi or vivekam. And therefore, mohat, in ignorance, in spite of repeated teachings or whatever, mohat, that ignorance, he thinks these are all permanent. That is why in the previous slokam, when time takes it away, yat krute sochati, because of that he feels sad, he suffers, because he thinks this is permanent. What is temporary, he thinks is permanent. Yat adhruvasya dehasya sanubandhasya durmatihi dhruvani manyate mohat grihakshetra vasuni cha. Slokam number 4. Janturvai bhava ekasminyam yam janturvai bhava etasmin yam yonim anuvrajeta tasyam sa labhate nirvrutim na virajyate. Slokam number 4. Jantuhu vai bhava etasmin yam yonim anuvrajeta tasyam sa labhate nirvrutim na virajyate. Janturvai bhava etasmin yam yonim anuvrajeta tasyam sa labhate nirvrutim na virajyate. Now, it's a very interesting thing. This one and the next slokam are very, very interesting slokam. Okay, so something to keep in mind. So let me give you the meaning first. Jantuhu, the Jivan, the one who is born, and this gets applied to us personally. Okay, Jantuhu, and it applies to all other beings also. Yetasmin bhave, this particular birth, whatever experiences in this particular birth, whether I'm born like a cockroach or whether I'm born like a human being, yetasmin bhave. Okay, in this samsara sagaram, the birth and death cycle that keeps on going, but this jivan, which is me, yam yonim, whatever embodiment I take, yam yonim anuvrajete is a verb that I take, yam yonim, whichever body, anuvrajete I take, tasyam, in all those bodies, saha, this jivan, nirvritim labhate. Nirvritim is for satisfaction. Like, I'm now born as a human being, so I'm satisfied. Right? I mean, we never say I'm dissatisfied being a human being, and maybe a cockroach feels the same way, I don't know. But point is, attached to the body, we're all attached to the body, and there is no dissatisfaction with it. There is, we don't aspire to be born like a mountain or a dog or something, right? We're happy with the body we have, satisfied. So nirvritim labhate. Whatever body, same thing happens. Next birth, whatever I'm born in, I will be satisfied with that body only, with that embodiment. This is what the meaning is. So the jantuhu etesmin bhave yam yonim anubrajete tasyam saha nirvritim labhate. Now, the interesting thing is that this saha in this embodiment na virajyate. Na virajyate. This is very interesting. It is not repelled by it. Okay? It is not, I don't dislike, I'm not repelled by my human birth. Okay? And at the same time, because I'm satisfied with it, I'm not repelled by it. I don't want anything more. Okay? And the other meaning is, na virajyate means, I do not develop vairagyam. I do not develop a desire to decouple from the body. This is the meaning, na virajyate. Janturvai bhava etasmin yam yonim anubrajete tasyam saha labate nirvritim na virajyate. Okay? In the course of time, all these things are happening. Number 5. Number 5 is even more interesting. See how for a second think, even going back to the sloka number 4, just think for a second, in your own self, quietly, I'm born as a human being, I'm listening to Bhagavatam, I want to do this, whatever it is. Has the thought ever crossed your mind, I'm really not happy being born as a human being. I'm satisfied. There's a fundamental level of satisfaction in the embodiment I have. Same thing all the jivatmas have in their particular embodiment. And not only that, I do not dislike my embodiment in this human body. Okay? So it's a very interesting observation, that one. Okay, teaching from Kapila Bhagavan. Now number 5. Narakastopi deham vai na puman tyaktum ichchati. Very important. Narakastopi deham vai na puman tyaktum ichchati. Narakyam nirvrithau satyam devamayavi mohitaha. Narakastopi deham vai na puman tyaktum ichchati. Narakyam nirvrithau satyam devamayavi mohitaha. Narakastopi deham vai na puman tyaktum ichchati. Narakyam nirvrithau satyam devamayavi mohitaha. Yes, Puman. Now he's asking us specifically about human beings. So we can say all the circles pertain to human beings. Puman, human being, man. Narakastaha api. Even in living in Narakam. Now for a second, let us think for a minute this Narakam, Devalokam, and Bhulokam, and all this. We think this Narakam is somebody else, Devalokam is somebody else. It is not. Everything is in my mind only. Have to understand. When I suffer in my mind due to anger, due to greed, jealousy, miserliness, okay, whatever it is, the various desires, the suffering that I undergo and I live, my experience of that is Narakam. And if I share my love with others, literally, without selfishness, then the feeling of bliss and peace that I experience, that is Devalokam. So it's all right here. All the whole divinity, the whole creation, including the Creator, is all in me only. So Narakam, so Narakastopi, even living in Narakam, you can take it very easily and very immediately as present in this life. So Puman, Narakastaha api, even though living in Narakam, Devamaya vimohitaha, by this Yogamaya, this Bhagavan's Maya, which is the power of separation, feeling separate from my own entity, because of that becoming ignorant, Narakyam nirvrithau satyam. Narakyam. Now, living in this world, okay, anityam asukam imam lokam prapya bhajasvamam is what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. This lokam, imam lokam, is anityam asukam. It is temporary as well as it is full of suffering only. Think for a second. The pleasure is nothing but the interval between two pains. And the pain comes and the pleasure that follows it, the pain becomes a reference point for me to enjoy the pleasure even more. Okay, but that's also temporary. So this is how life goes. So in one way, we can consider our own experiences as oscillating between Devalokam and Narakam. And in between, we also live in Bhulokam, which is among men, and I conduct myself like a human being, that is Bhulokam. Okay, if I conduct myself as a demon because of my conduct and my feelings, then I'm really living in Narakam. So even though I'm living in Narakam, because of my ignorance, Narakyam Nirvritav Satyam, all the sukhangal, all the pleasures I enjoy even in this Narakalokam, even though I'm experiencing this, even though this Puman experiences all this, Deham Tyaktum, to leave this body, Na Ichchati, why? He does not want to leave this body for sure. Why means certainly. He doesn't want to leave, even though he's experiencing suffering. Okay? So this is a beautiful way of describing of what is happening in your life. See, once what happened, Swami says a beautiful anecdote that I'll share with you. Bhagavan is thinking, Indra once upon a time took birth as a pig. And he was living in a gutter, with his family, wife and children and all that. And Bhagavan, Narayana called Narada and said, hey, look, that Indra is there, being born like a pig, and he's living there in the pigsty, in the gutter and all this. Please tell him. Go tell him, what is real, who he really is, and ask him to return, to Devalokam, to Vaikuntham. So that is where he really belongs. And so Narada immediately goes there and talks to Indra, who's in the form of a pig. And he says, you know what, hey, you know who you really are? You think you're a pig, but you see, you're really Indra. Come back, Bhagavan is calling you. So that's where you really belong. Come on, leave this and come. And the pig replies, I may be Indra, I really do not know. I have a wife, I have all these children, and I really enjoy splashing around with them in this gutter. Okay, so I'm enjoying my life here. This is exactly what each one of us is doing. That is what the meaning of this slogan is. Even though I'm enjoying this limited, temporary pleasures in basically a world full of suffering, my world I'm talking about, not the rest of the world, okay, and of suffering, because if you really look at yourself, if you're awake for 16 hours or 18 hours or whatever, how many minutes are you really, really peaceful? How many minutes are you really, really happy, absolutely peaceful? Think. It's all worries and anxieties and sufferings and pain and ambitions and aspirations and this and that and that. There's no peace. So where there is no peace, there is no saukyam. Where there is no saukyam, there is no sukham. Even though, but the limited thing, I'm also enjoying the air-conditioned room, beautiful house, a nice car, and money in the bank or whatever it may be, right? But these are all temporary things. But this particular one, I'm living like this, still, Deham Tyaktum Na Ichchati, to leave this body, I do not desire. That's slogan number 5. Narakastopi Deham Vai Na Puman Tyaktum Ichchati, Narakyam Nirvritav Satyam Devamayavi मोहितः। ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोकाः सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरि ओम।